In the heart of an ancient, snow-laden mountain village, the master tailor's shop glowed like a warm ember. Inside, surrounded by shelves of colorful yarns and fabrics, sat an orange tabby cat. He was a picture of self-importance, his fluffy fur groomed to perfection. His signature burgundy velvet vest stretched slightly over a well-fed belly, and a gold monocle sat perched over one eye. A yellow tape measure hung around his neck like a prize scarf. As the firelight danced on his orange fur, he sipped his tea, looking out at the cold world with a smug, superior expression, perfectly safe in his warm, golden-lit workshop. Suddenly, the shop door creaked open, letting in a swirl of icy wind and a gray shepherd dog. He looked utterly exhausted, frozen to the bone. The dog's scruffy fur was matted with snow, his only protection an old, frayed brown wool scarf wrapped tightly around his neck. He shivered, his posture hunched and humble. Tucked protectively under his arm, he carried a magnificent, pristine white lambskin pelt. The contrast was striking. The rugged, gray dog standing in the cold blue light of the doorway, facing the warm, vest-wearing orange cat in the golden interior. The gray shepherd approached the counter, shaking snow from his brown scarf. He laid the white lambskin pelt on the wooden table with immense care. The orange tabby cat leaned forward, his monocle glinting as he inspected the treasure. His paws, emerging from the armholes of his burgundy vest, touched the soft wool of the pelt. A flash of pure greed lit up the cat's eyes. He took his yellow tape measure and, with great theater, measured the pelt, nodding with approval. All the while, the gray shepherd dog watched with hopeful, set eyes, placing his complete trust in the supposed craftsman. A week passed. The winter storm outside had only gotten worse. The gray shepherd, his brown scarf now covered in a layer of frost, stood outside the shop window. He tapped gently on the glass, but inside, the orange tabby cat was not working. Still dressed in his burgundy vest and monocle, he was lounging in a rocking chair near the fire, idly tossing a ball of yarn. When he saw the dog, he motioned with an annoyed wave of his paw, mouthing the words, "Not ready." The gray shepherd sighed, his breath a white cloud in the cold air, and turned away, his head hanging low. Another week later, the gray shepherd returned, pushing open the door, his brown scarf fluttering in the draft. He looked desperate. "Is it done?" his eyes pleaded. The orange tabby quickly grabbed a pair of scissors, pretending to be busy. Standing over the white lambskin pelt, the cat lied through his teeth. "It is wet," he claimed, adjusting his tape measure. "I am drying it." But the gray shepherd noticed something was wrong. The scissors weren't moving, and the cat's monocle was sliding down his nose from the sheer effort of the lie. The tension in the small shop grew thick and heavy. One evening, long after hours, the gray shepherd happened to walk past the shop. He decided to peek through the window. What he saw shattered his heart. The shop was dimly lit by the dying embers of the fire. The orange tabby cat, having removed his monocle for the night but still wearing his burgundy vest, was fast asleep. He wasn't sewing. He was sleeping directly on top of the white lambskin pelt, using it as a luxurious mattress. The gray shepherd stood frozen in the blue moonlight, his brown wool scarf the only thing keeping him warm, as he witnessed the complete betrayal of his trust. Spring was beginning to touch the air, but it was still crisp. In the village square, the orange tabby cat was parading around, looking more arrogant than ever. His chest was puffed out in his burgundy velvet vest, but on his head he wore it, a brand new, fluffy white lambskin hat. It was unmistakable. The gray shepherd, watching from the shadow of a stone archway, froze in place. The sight of his own precious pelt, now a hat on the head of the thief, triggered a primal shift within him. His sad, humble expression vanished, replaced by bared teeth and raw fury. His brown scarf seemed to tighten around his neck like a warrior's garb. With a roar, the gray shepherd burst into the shop, no longer the humble peasant. He barked ferociously, his gray fur bristling with rage. The orange tabby shrieked in surprise. His monocle popped off his eye, dangling by its chain against his burgundy vest. The white lambskin had nearly fell from his head as he scrambled backward in a panic. Spools of thread, buttons, and fabrics flew into the air, creating a chaotic whirlwind of colors. With a final lunge, the gray shepherd knocked over the very table where the deception had begun. Terrified by the righteous anger he had unleashed, the orange tabby cat scrambled up the shelves and leaped out of an open window. He clutched his burgundy vest tight, his yellow tape measure trailing behind him like a tail. He fled into the snowy alleyways, still shamelessly wearing the stolen white lambskin hat. The gray shepherd stood in the wrecked shop, panting heavily, his brown wool scarf slightly unraveled. He watched the thief disappear into the distance, his betrayal echoing in the silent, ruined workshop. And so the story ends, but the conflict does not. To this day, a dog who looks much like our gray shepherd can be seen barking furiously at a tree. And high up on a branch, a cat who resembles the orange tabby hisses down, but if you look closely, you can still see it. In the shadow of the dog, the ghostly outline of a brown wool scarf. And in the shadow of the cat, the faint shimmer of a burgundy velvet vest and a stolen white hat. The debt remains unpaid. The grudge lives on. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.